Let me start recording. So, hi everyone. My name is Alexandros Charalambidis. I'm an associate professor at the Cyprus University of Technology, and you are with us for the pilot part of the Maritech Talent program, where we have 3 seminars organized for you that will also upload on the node and to share again with our maritime stakeholders. So the first of the 3 sessions is today on the 10th on cybersecurity and threats. The next one will be next week at the same time on fuels and technologies. And the final one will be on the 24th of April on sustainability and innovation. And then in October, probably in Cyprus during the maritime event in Limassol at Harbomelos, we'll have the final event and information will follow up on that as well. So the Maritech Talent Program, it's a program funded by the Horizon Europe, and you can find us either on Facebook, on LinkedIn, but also on the node, where all the information we have, all the training material, all the presentations, everything is uploaded there. And don't forget that it's behind the Maritech program, we have a vast network of collaborators, not only the project partners that support us in our work in general about Maritech. So if you're interested to meet with them, to arrange one-on-one sessions and so on, please do reach out for us. For example, one of the startups presenting on the 17th already arranged a meeting with one of our investor groups. So hopefully more will follow. And we have, from ship management companies like Bernashut Ship Management to port authorities like DP World and Eurogate, and so on and so on. And you can find them again, all the list at maritimeaccelerator.org. So, as I said, we have this series of 3 seminars. The first one is on cybersecurity and in general about safety. The first speaker was Petros Diaz, but he has some problems connecting. So we will jump directly to Liza Charalambous from Malloc for her presentation. Liza, do you want to connect? Hopefully it will work. Yes, I need to
yes, I would like to share my screen.
I made you co-host, so I think you should be able to share. Perfect. Let's go full
Let me know if
screen.
you can see my screen.
Yes. And remember, to those, as Zoom changed their settings in the past few months, so somewhere on the top you might have meeting where you will see all the speakers, and another button somewhere on the top saying Liza Malloc screen, where you will see the presentations. So Liza, the floor is yours, and thank you. I'll let you present yourself, obviously, through your presentation. And yes, thank you for joining.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. Hello, everyone, from me. I'm Liza. I'm co-founder and CTO of Malloc. I've prepared this presentation in a way to be, let's say, to have a touching point between what we do and maritime. I took the time in the previous event in Athens to get to know the Maritech Consortium and friends, let's say, and found out a bit of their problems there. So I've tried to dig into the maritime sector and see how we can apply our technology to maritime and help. So cybersecurity threats in maritime, the field is growing with digitization. This creates new attack surfaces. The port staff and crew face phishing attacks. So, and these attacks cost quite a lot, multi-million amounts. On the other side, we have legacy systems with low connectivity that creates high risk because of updates, and things are running behind. So, what do we do about that? On top of that, there's also the overlooked threat vector. Most tools protect the perimeter, the network perimeter, Usually what we find is that mobile and crew devices go unprotected, and this is also true for companies and not just in the maritime sector. And this is one of the reasons we started Malloc, because there's not many solutions targeting mobile and tablet devices, and they can leak quite a lot of data, these sort of devices. And as always, human element is the weakest link. The majority of cyber attacks have a sort of social engineering aspect to them. So uh, the one thing that attackers want to exploit is humans. We can easily make mistakes. So this is one thing that is often overlooked. So when I was trying to see what we can do with maritime, the first thing I went and searched was which is the most common cyber threat in maritime, and this was phishing. And this comes in the form of deceptive emails and messages, trying to trick staff to reveal sensitive information or to download something that they shouldn't have. And these sort of attacks, when they're successful, they can be very detrimental. They can lead to unauthorized access to ship systems, and they can leak sensitive data. One thing that makes these attacks even more serious is the fact that sometimes they're targeted. So they're trying to exploit and use target specific information. So if they're targeting a specific company, they're using information that is relevant to that company, and they make it believable. They may even use names or positions that are valid in the company in an effort to impersonate some person of authority and gain access to information. So who we are and why we would like to collaborate and provide our technology to the maritime sector. We are a Cyprus-based startup. We are an AI-driven cybersecurity startup that was founded, and our target and focus is mobile app security. We were incorporated back in 2020. We were backed by Y Combinator in 2021. So we have also a mother company in the US. Our HQ is in Cyprus, Nicosia. We're a small team of 8 people. The founders, we're all PhD holders with the background in AI and computer engineering. We have a few certificates. We are always trying to make sure that our apps and technology is up to the standards, and want to provide security to our clients after all. So what we have done, our technology works on the principle that if you monitor the device, all aspects of the device, you are in a prime position to be able to prevent data leakage before it reaches the internet. And how we do that, we monitor user behavior, device sensors, that means camera and microphones. We profile applications, and we also monitor network traffic in real time. We have built our own AI module that is capable of detecting abnormal activity. So we are able to, let's say, detect whenever a device suddenly detects unsecure, whenever a device suddenly starts transmitting data to unsecured sources, whether spyware has infected our application, whether we have received an email with a phishing link and the user is trying to load that link. So we can detect these attempts, and we can prevent them, we can block them before the device makes connection with the, let's say, the destination. We can stop data transmission, we can block apps that are malicious from running on the device to ensure that it's as safe as possible. We have 2 sort of products. For this presentation, I'll focus more on the business products and how I think these can be applied in a couple of use cases relevant to maritime. But before going into these use cases, I would like to look at what it does, because the technology we have developed for a consumer app is also transferred to our business products and is enhanced with extra features for to target businesses. So our consumer app has more than 1 million downloads, and it has been validated through a wide range of devices and manufacturers across the whole world. Most of our users are from the US, so we know that our technology works. What does it do? It scans a device for spyware apps and spyware indicators. That means either little libraries an app could include to provide some functionality, or if a file has been altered on your device that is malicious, or even intentional spyware apps that someone else installed on your device, either by clicking in another way, let's say, where they send the data to which country, what sort of data communication that is, whether they have used your camera or microphone and for how long. It can block spyware, phishing, unsecured traffic, and other threats through on-device VPN. So everything happens on the device before any communication is established with the internet. However, we also provide remote VPN servers for people that would like to further encrypt their communication, and our technology improves over time. I've included some screenshots of our app here just so you can see what we're talking about. And now moving to the business side of things, that it's more relevant to what we want in maritime. So on top of what the consumer app does, the Malloc business allows a company to protect employee devices when they are carrying out their work, or when they're in infrastructure that needs to be protected. So it prevents compromised devices from accessing your infrastructure. On-device protection shields the device from leaking data. We provide real-time network traffic monitoring, as I said, the same as the consumer app. In case there's additional needs for communication, for security, we can deploy dedicated VPN servers for encrypted traffic and secure internet access. Our solution provides a dashboard. As you can see, it's a web app, so the security admin can perform corrective actions on threats that are emerging. So, for instance, we have suddenly seen that a device sends a huge amount of, or is trying to establish a huge amount of unsecure data transmissions. Our app can block them and notifies the admin that something is not quite right here, even though we have blocked the threat. Maybe you should look into that. And the admin can, let's say, either block a specific app from accessing the internet, block the device altogether from accessing the internet. They can send notifications to the user, and so on. So our technology works both on iOS and Android. In the case the company has, let's say, their proprietary, their own in-house app, we have also built an SDK that can integrate into your own app and monitor your app's transmissions. So if someone tries to tamper your app and try to send your app's data elsewhere, then we can detect that and we can block that as well in real time. Again, that comes with a dashboard that allows your security officer to manage devices. Through that, you can also ensure that your app doesn't run on compromised devices or jailbroken devices, or devices with, let's say, lesser security. All our products are integrated with Malloc VPN. We have the option to either use cloud servers or deploy on-prem, depending on the client's needs. This allows us to have a secure link between the end device and the backend, the cloud, the servers of the client. We can do additional monitoring and active threat blocking, as I said. So our mission started to protect every device, every mobile device that leaks data, in an effort to protect the user's privacy, because that was our initial goal. So I came up with 2 use cases that are relevant to maritime. And let's see how we could help in those scenarios. I've tried to use real scenarios that are incidents that happened. So it's not a far-fetched scenario. So the first one has to do with crew device protection. So let's say that a container vessel is midway through a transatlantic journey. The crew, like on many modern ships, uses smartphones and tablets to connect to the ship's internal Wi-Fi for basic connectivity. So one officer receives a seemingly urgent SMS. They're trying to log in to the system because the SMS is claiming that's coming from the HR. So they're trying to log into the system to see their payroll information. Unaware, the officer clicks on the link. What happens if you have Malloc? So as soon as the user clicks on the link, we detect that there's a phishing attempt. We block it. We don't allow any transmission from the device to the internet. The URL domain looks suspicious. It matches known phishing behavior. Despite being offline or on low bandwidth internet, the threat is detected locally without the need to check for a cloud server. So we don't have delays in that sort of thing. Malloc blocks the connection, alerts the user. And also a thread is created to the central dashboard, allowing the organization to take action and maybe either train better the staff, or if something goes unseen, they can also update the indicators on the platform so that everybody else can get updated information. So the idea is that we detect things as they happen, and the central dashboard has the option to because cyber attacks are very dynamic, new things come up every day. If someone targets your organization, you can add those indicators through our platform, and it will roll out to all devices that use our solution. So it will keep your employees and your team safe. So the next thing is stopping malware from real-time containment on board. So in this scenario, this is actually a real thing that happened, and it was reported in Maritime Executive. So a tanker experienced severe system disruptions due to an unauthorized mobile device left, let's say, somewhere on the vessel and compromised the network. So a short-side vendor, after completing routine maintenance, accidentally left a smartphone in the engine control room. This device was infected with a Trojan horse. It infiltrated the ship's system despite existing air-gapped protections, and the malware disrupted critical systems, including the electrical network communications, leading to a loss of navigational control. So this happened in November 2024. Is quite recent attack. So how we could help in that scenario? We could have detected, blocked the abnormal transmission, malicious traffic would have been blocked, and the central dashboard would have been notified. The security admin would be able to take corrective action towards that threat. In real time, the vendor would have received an instant notification for the blocked transmission, and that could eliminate the threat. So through the central dashboard, you can either block device traffic, you can block a specific app, you can block a specific transmission. You have quite a lot of control on what you would like to prevent from going out. So if any new malicious domains indicators are extracted, then these can be added to the block list for all devices. So the idea is that we provide secure communication channels and threat detection. We can protect mobile devices, mobile apps, and IoT devices. And we can also help with compliance and privacy because we adhere to security standards through our certifications. I decided to keep this short. If any of you is interested in what we do, then please send me an email and then we can discuss specific problems you may have or things we could apply our technology to. That's it from my side. If you have any questions, I would gladly reply.
Yes, thank you, Lisa. Yes, it's. I never thought that a single smartphone left that's not even on the network could cause such a problem. So, thank you for the examples that you share. We do have some time for questions. Petros unfortunately has a problem with his computer and couldn't log in. Just an update to the participants. Today's session, to the ones that join a bit later on, it's about in general about cybersecurity and threats and safety, not only for the cyberspace that Liza from Malloc presented, but also about the safety of the personnel. And this is the next two presentations will focus a bit on that, on examples from other countries, actually from Barcelona, one of the examples. Lisa, I have a question first, and if anyone else has any other questions, please raise your hand. How important is the need to educate the personnel working either at ports or on ships about cyber threats, or all of it can be automated and no training is needed?
Training is always the first thing. So software can only do so much, but the thing is, I mean, we've all been in this position that you're trained, you know what you need and what you don't need to do. But there's that one time, like you can be very busy. You may, let's say, not see the threat, and that's the time that you need to have something in place to help you protect your infrastructure. Training is always the first thing. I mean, and it's very easy with the threat surface being so large. As I said, the weakest link is the human aspect. So the more training we put into our staff, the better it will be for us. But threats can get into your infrastructure without you knowing. For instance, you may use a software. That software includes a number of libraries, and one of those libraries updated in a new version, and that new version introduces vulnerabilities. So even though your staff does everything correctly, new threats could enter your infrastructure without you knowing. So,
okay. And from your experience from other clients, I guess the personnel range for, let's say, educated up to, let's say, the primary or the high school level, all the way to educated at the level of PhD, people that speak 5 languages, people that might not speak English that well. Did you encounter any problems on how to harmonize, let's say, a software that can adapt to all these variations in the employees of an organization?
yes, I mean, we've been through different waves. When we first started, our solution was a bit complex because you need to reach a level of maturity until you can make things simple. Now, after 4 or 5 years, we have managed to, I mean, I've shown you clicked something wrong. I mean, we have reached this level where for the business, you only need to click on one button and everything is done on the background. The organization can select the security officer and can configure how the app should react, and the end user only needs to click on one button and ensure they're connected to the on-device VPN, to the local thing. But that takes quite a lot of effort to reach that level of maturity, because when you first start, you don't want to let AI to take all the decisions. You don't, you know.
And especially in chips, there are so many permutations that it's not easy automatically to go directly to an automated process. So
in our experience, the less things you leave the user to do. I mean, in an organization, you know the policies, the company's policies. So it needs to, what you do with your device needs to follow company policies. So the policies are set, and the user simply needs to ensure that the software is enabled, is activated, and that's all.
Perfect. One final question from Sonia, and then I'd like to welcome Petros, and we'll jump to Petros' presentations after Sonia's question.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you very much for the presentation. So, considering the increasing integration of AI in general, but in this case in cybersecurity, what do you think are the challenges, emerging challenges, let's say specifically for the maritime sector in terms of protecting these complex digital systems, but also in terms of anticipating maybe new forms of AI-powered threats? Could we say that?
You know that there's one peculiarity in what we do, regardless of whether we are targeting maritime or any other sector. Data leakage comes to networks, and all networks are the same. So the principles are the same in all networks. What we have done is that we don't let, for instance, we have analyzed through our research that spyware threats and spyware links are generated in a specific way. They have different characteristics that phishing, let's say, threats. So we have analyzed each sort of threat separately, and cyber criminals follow the same principles across all sectors. So we have developed our solution in a way to allow you to adapt. So if you have a system that needs to carry a certain sort of communication, then we allow you to add those, let's say, communication. If you need to communicate with specific servers or with specific software, with specific domains, we allow you to list those things, and then our AI solution works around them, if you get what I mean. So we don't let AI to generate, let's say, new knowledge. We always have a way to have the human in the loop for decision making, so that we don't have, and we can do corrective actions as well. So if something is blocked and shouldn't be blocked, then through the central interface, the operator can undo that. If something is let through, then we can update that as well, so that we know that we can cover new threats and emerging risks, let's say.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Lisa. We'll have more time at the end of this session for more questions.
Sure.
Let me share the agenda.